I don't think anybody gets out of introduction to programming without doing the next program. It's one of the best examples for nesting if statements. It's assigning a letter grade to a test score, given a numerical value. All right, we're just going to use a pretty basic grading scale, the one you're used to. If you get get 90 or better on a test, you get an A. If you get a 80 or greater, you get a B. 70 or greater, you get a C. 80 or 60 or greater, you get a D. So I'm going to have the user enter their test score. Then I'm going to tell them whether it's an A, B, C, D, or an F. You'll see that F is an option too. Right, I've made the grading scales. You can see I've made constant. I've made it a constant because this isn't going to change. All right, I don't want anything inside the program to change this, so I made it a constant. Only me, the programmer, can change that. And the naming convention for any constant, if you remember, is uppercase. So I just made this A underscore score, B underscore score, C underscore score, D underscore score. All right, let's start walking through the logic of this. Enter your test score, and I will tell you, I'll tell you your letter grade. Again, every so often I'm throwing this /n in just to let you know that works the same as an inline. I personally don't like using that, but I keep wanting to put that out in front of you that that's an option. I'll never ask you to do that. I'll never grade points for it or against it. I just want you to know that that is an option. All right. It prompts me and I enter my test score. All right, I'm going to enter, let's just walk through this and I'll show you how this will work if we've entered the score of a 71. All right, let's start walking down through these conditions. If test score is greater than A score, which you know without even looking up here is a 90, okay? It's not, all right? It's 71 is not greater than 90. So I don't do this. I just go on down to the next else if. If test score is greater than B score, which is 80, I do this line here, but it's not. So I just skip this C out and I go down to the next nested if. If test score is greater than equal to C score, which is 70, I want to see out your grade is C. Your grade is a C, not an, it should be AC, but you get the gist of it. All right, this is true. It will print out your grade as a C. So, and it won't look over any of the rest of these. All right, because they're else ifs. So this is true now. So there's no sense in doing an else because this is true. And there's no sense in doing the final else. Think about that for a second. Let's do another one. This is score. We're going to do a few of these. We're going to do an 85. If test score is greater than A score, which is a 90, it's not. So I just skip on down. I don't see anything out. This statement was not true. So I go down to the next if. If test score is greater than B score, which is an 80, it is. So I will see out your grade as a B, and then it'll just skip on down to return 0. All right, this final one down here is a little bit different if you think about it. All right, this person made a 50 on the test. If their test score is greater than 90, it's not, false. We go on. If test score is greater than 80, it's not. Go on. If test score is greater than 70, nope. If test score is greater than D, which is a 60, nope. So none of these lines, we never make it to any of these lines. So the final one is else, if it's not a D, we know it's not an A, a B, C, D. The final else is your grade is an F. And we all know that 50 is an F. All right, let's run this program and try a few of them. Let's start out with the easy one. 95 is an A. We run it. A 45 is an F. Do something in the middle now. Enter a grade. 75 is a C. All right, the key in this program is setting it up normal. So if you know it's not if you know the number is not it, you have to put these in sequence. You have to rule out everything over 90, then rule out everything over 80, 70, 60. There has to be some logic into what you write out. Some program that you write out isn't going to be real cut and dry. You're going to have to do this if else mindset on this. And again, it's like if test score is greater than 90, you do this, nothing else gets done because the rest of these are else's, right? Same way, if test score is, say, is an 82, this first one is false, you skip this line here, then you do if test score is greater than 80, that's true, then you'll see out the B and then skip over the rest. All right, this one's going to take some sinking in. Guys, you need to set and practice something like this. I would probably definitely suggest that you code this one out and set and play with a few numbers on this. If you got any questions, let me know. Probably the most important program that we've ran yet because it uses so many of the things that we're going to be using going forward. Not just the actual syntax, what the actual typing, but actually the thought process behind if and else.